it is my great pleasure to introduce NHSA Board Chair Damon Carson, who leads the Neighborhood House Association in San Diego. 6,000 kiddos, 6,000 families are on Damon's daily plate, on Damon's worry list. But Damon has led his NHSA community by example, and he got a vaccine last week. So he is here to share a little bit about that experience. Damon?
Well, thank you, Yasmina, and good afternoon, everyone, to the panelists and all that have joined us from all around the country. Happy post-Super Bowl Monday to everyone. Certainly happy to be here with you this afternoon. Awfully proud just to be a part of this great network of individuals, and I've been asked to kind of share my story on obtaining the vaccine. And as Mina alluded to, I received my first dosage of the vaccination last week, the Moderna vaccination here in San Diego. Essentially, why I obtained the vaccine, there's a story behind it. And I'll try to give you the short version for the sake of time. A week before Christmas, this last Christmas, my family and I, my wife and my 2 children, we have been doing everything we could to respect the stay-at-home orders, to respect the pandemic, to really be safe and careful, not to take extra trips anywhere, certainly to mask up, use plenty of hand sanitizer, wash our hands, not have visitors come into our household. We thought we were doing a great job. Like I said earlier, a week before Christmas, my wife tested positive for COVID-19. Fortunate enough that she's doing fine now. It was a little challenging getting through it. However, my kids nor myself, we obtained the virus. We were tested multiple times, and it really perplexed us as to how my wife was able to contract the virus, and yet myself and my kids weren't, because again, we're a family unit. We've been staying at home together, so it was quite puzzling for a moment. Once we were able to get on the other side of my wife's period with the virus, it gave a lot of time for me to do a lot of self-reflection, really around how do I protect my family? How do I set an example in terms of being able to be a leader that really walks the walk? And I really felt like the only way I could protect myself, my family, my friends, and my colleagues was to obtain the vaccine. And so really just took the time to educate myself. Fortunate enough to have a best friend who's a professor at the medical school at the University of Michigan. And I really challenged him on some of the questions that I had, even from a historical perspective, being an African-American male, on some of the stories that we've heard over history about the mistreatment of people of color within the field of medicine. So I challenged my best friend, but ultimately I thought it was the best thing for me to do to protect my family, to protect myself, to protect my friends and colleagues. The process of obtaining the vaccination was fairly easy. I was fortunate enough to go through a drive-through experience, very well organized. It just moved like clockwork. How I feel really after getting the vaccine is very relieved. Looking forward to my second dosage. I was fortunate enough to not experience any pain or any side effects from my initial dose, and I hope everything goes well with the second dose. The only advice I can really offer to folks that are a part of this webinar and are entertaining the thought of possibly getting the vaccination is really to truly educate yourself. It certainly is a personal decision that we all have to make, but use all the tools that we have available to us to learn as much as you can about the vaccination and make an educated decision. Now, we don't have all the answers, but we do have a community, and as a community, we're certainly all strong. I want to thank you for being a part of this nationally recognized efforts to keep children and families safe and healthy during this time. Certainly things will get better, and I stand here with you.